Hey everyone, I'm going to do some live readings just for about a half an hour, 40 minutes. So if you're interested, I'm on Instagram and I'm on YouTube and I'm on Facebook. So just give me a shout out in the chat room. Now, what I would like for you to do is to do it like this, okay? So put May 1st, hi Cheryl, and the year. So put the month in your words and not in numbers, and then the day and the year, and then if you know the time, and then your question all in one line. Okay, do that all in one line. So don't use a number for your month of your birth. Use a word, like the word September, the word May, etc. And I'm going to do some free readings right now. And the focus is, and I always have what I like to have a conversation about at the beginning. And hi, Lizvet. And I'm doing some free readings, so just put your name. I'm going to put this here. Put your birth date, time, year, like May, not the number 5, not 5, whoops, 5, and question in one line. Okay, there you go. So you would like to know about your daughter Libby. Oh, good. And will she be okay? Okay, okay, Lizvet. And I need a question right beside that, Lizvet. And I'll ask you in a moment, and I'll get to Cheryl first. And will she be okay? What? Mentally, emotionally, health wise? She's What is the question? These are short mini readings. So the more specific your question, the more specific your answer. And I can get really, very quick answers that way. If we were having a 1 hour session, which you can get at askhollyhall.com, we would really be able to spend some time digging deep into the situation, and I can ask more questions and get back and forth. Everything. Okay. So there's nothing specifically wrong with her right now, Cheryl. You just want a general, is she going to be okay as a human being? Okay. So know thyself. So the question that Cheryl looks like Cheryl's asking is actually a great segue for me to talk about knowing yourself. When you know yourself, the more that you know yourself, you will have less to fear. You will make better decisions and you will make more rational choices. And the reason that I say that is because you understand your weaknesses, you understand your challenges, and you know exactly how to navigate your life according to who you are in the best of circumstances and who you are in the not so best of circumstances. And this whole COVID is a great example of what is the not so best of circumstances. However, it can also be the best of circumstances depending on how you're presenting that. And so I'm going to give you an example of what happened with me today. And it was interesting because my husband was like, I can't believe that you don't get all mad and frustrated. I would be like losing my shit. And so many people do. So it was a conversation that was happening in a group on Facebook, a private group that's particular to my town, my area. And somebody was complaining at a person who worked at Tim Hortons, and she's a truck driver and wouldn't come out and and give her a coffee. So everybody in the lineup, not everybody, but many people in the car lineup, felt bad for the truck driver, and somebody got her a coffee, which was wonderful, right? That's a wonderful opportunity for amazing human beings to step up during difficult circumstances. However, everybody really went off on this girl that worked at the window at Tim Hortons, saying that she's a rude, she's a bitch, what's wrong with her? This is a time when you got to show, you know, support for the people that are on the front line, these truck drivers that are bringing all the food to the grocery stores, and you would starve if I didn't work, and all this kind of stuff. So I was kind of going, I just basically said, hey, she's just doing her job, what management is telling her to do, and possibly she was in a haste. You know, you got to imagine I'm at the front line doing a job I really don't want to do. Probably to begin with, it's a minimal wage job. Now under these circumstances, it's even more stressful. I don't want to lose my job because maybe I'm a single mom and I could lose my job and I can't put food on the table for my kids that this truck driver is bringing. And you've also got, people all working, and you got a lineup of 30 cars, and you're just like, busy, right? I can't say to my boss, hey, by the way, even though you told me I can't serve this person, I'm going to step away from my post. I'm serving him. And they're going to go, you're fired. Or whatever, right? Or it's just like, really? Give the girl a break. They went off on me. And because my name is Intuitive Life Coach, I got bantered like, you're a terrible life coach. Who do you think you are? You don't know anything. I was just like, give me a break. So this is what I mean by know thyself. In that like, let's say I did get really fired up and angry and mad. I kept responding like, hey, I love truck drivers. I think it's great that what she did. I think it's great what everybody in the lineup did. Just helping you see kind of that person's view. You don't go to Tim Hortons, complain to Tim Hortons, go to upper management and do that, right? And in the defense of Tim Hortons, they actually did open up the inside of their Tim Hortons for truckers, for the bathrooms, and to go to the front counter and get a coffee, but only on the 400 series in Canada, so on the highway. The truckers can do that, which I think is great. And I put that advertisement in the thing. But the point is that everybody's under stress right now, and there's two ways that you can work with this. You can go home and you can be a keyboard warrior, and you can talk about all the crazy, miserable things that are going on there. And also, my defense, somebody said, aren't you the one that complained that you couldn't get groceries at Zayre's online? Which I did. But I was saying, I wasn't complaining about a particular person, or even about Zayre's. I was just saying, oh my God, I spent an hour trying to get groceries and then found out I can't even get them delivered or get it picked up. Anybody know where I can? That's basically what I said. But you know what? People, when they really want to complain, they will find a way that's logical to them to live out the story that they are presenting. And one of the things is that, and this is what Greg Braden said the other day, which I loved, your experience in life is the stories that you believe about yourself to be true, and the stories that other people believe of who you are to be true. So if somebody says, you're a lousy person because you didn't bring me coffee, and you go home feeling like the most lousiest person in the world because you wish that you could have been in a position where you could have given that person a coffee, but you can't, and now this person thinks you're a lousy person and has gone on to a local Facebook group and there's 600 comments complaining about you, you can believe that story. And it would be really hard not to believe that story because that's pretty intense, right? But you could also not believe that story because it isn't who you are. But we walk around in our lives believing stories, external stories. That's not true. It's only true because you believe it to be true. Okay? So if you work in an environment, or you read a lot of magazines, or you watch a lot of romantic TV shows, which are full of beautiful, gorgeous, young, amazing amazing people, beautiful people, you can start telling yourself a story that I'm not worthy of love. I don't have magical love. I don't have romantic love. I'm not beautiful. I'm not skinny enough. I'm not pretty enough. I'm not blonde enough. I don't have blue eyes. I'm not worthy. I'm ugly. I'm This is a story you tell yourself because an external experience has convinced you that this story is your story. Do you see what I'm saying? So when you know yourself, then you can differentiate between an external story and an internal story, and what is true for you and what's not true for you. So if you're somebody, for instance, if you're an intuitive person, if you're sensitive, if you're a caregiver, if you're a therapist, if you've got great listening ears and a warm heart and you're extremely patient and you love to just help people by listening to them when they're in when they're in sensitive situations, then you're an intuitive person. And so you're very sensitive to other people's pain. And if you can't help those people, then it's really hard for you because you try so hard to go out of your way to help that person. And if somebody walks away from your office or somebody walks away from your place of establishment, whatever that may be, where you put out, you put your talents out into the world and they don't appear to be helped, they seem to be not doing as well as you would have liked them to be, you could tell yourself a story that you're not good, that you're lousy at what you do, that you should have helped them more, right? And that's a story you might say, I'm only telling myself that story because I'm sensitive, because I'm caring. It's not true. I don't know what their story is. I don't know what their dialogue is. They may go home and go, Mary tried so hard to help me and I still can't be helped. What's wrong with me? That's the story they may be telling themselves, right? But if you know you're a caring, sensitive person, you just say to yourself, I'm a caring, sensitive person, and this is what I do, and I am going to be sensitive that I can't help every single person. But it's not rational to believe that I could actually help every single person, right? So, the more you know yourself, the less suffering you can have because you understand the internal stories that you tell yourself, that some are true and some are not true. And you get over it faster that way. You don't spend a week feeling terrible because you didn't help that one client who left with their tail between the legs or still holding Kleenexes in their hands. And what I love when I do readings, and this is what I'm going to do for Cheryl's daughter right now, is when I first do a reading, the very first time you have a reading with me, I talk about 15 to 20 minutes just about you. I talk about your childhood. I talk about your experience with your parents and your caregivers. I talk about the lessons that you were here to learn, your superpowers, the shadow sides of those superpowers. And by the end of those 15 minutes, that person is like, wow. Not only are they wow because they're like, how did you know that? Because I always say, does this resonate with you? And they're always like, 110%. Most of the time, that's what they'll say. 99% of the time. And the other 1% of the time, they'll say almost all of it, except for this couple of things. And we're going to go 2002. And I'm just going to ask you, Cheryl, if you remember what time she was born. And but I am just going to do a general here, anyways. Since it's a general question, you get a general answer, okay? In these short little minis, because I'm only going to be on for another 20 minutes or so. And so when it comes to Libby's daughter here, see, I definitely need to know your time of birth because and I'm going to go look to see if you're going to give me an answer for Libby's time of birth. Doesn't like school or working. So she's adopted. So you don't know her time of birth. Okay. So I'm going to assume, because you're saying that she doesn't like school, this is and then I'm going to get to the rest of you guys for some readings. This is two different types of personality. First of all, the school system is a mess. I don't like the school system. In my book, 101 Answers from the Universe, there is an entire chapter on the educational system, and I was downloaded how our educational system should be. But that is mute because that's not the way it is. So we got to deal with the way it is right now. She's going to be an amazing adult. I'm just going to tell you this straight up, okay? She has an extreme imagination. That imagination can get very much carried away, especially if it's not fostered. And in our educational system, an imagination, creativity, using our intuition, understanding empathic feelings, finding a way to have stillness within us is not established in our educational system. Canada isn't too bad, actually. I don't know where you are from. Canada isn't too bad with providing portions of our education to support that imagination, the right side of the brain. But most school systems, especially in Europe, and are not that way. It's just very strict curriculum in academia. So she's got very strong leadership skills. She's also extremely sensitive to criticism, extremely. And what I mean by sensitive to criticism, it's not just about saying you're lousy at this or you're not good at that. Literally just telling her, giving her instructions, she takes it as criticism. Telling her, if you said something like, it's going to rain this afternoon, you might want to take a raincoat. The fact that you added, you might want to take a raincoat, is criticism to her, because she takes that as if she doesn't have the leadership capability and the fortitude to understand that since you've told her it's going to rain outside, she could figure it out herself that she should take a raincoat, even if she's 6 years old. Okay, in this case, she's 8, right? And she's also extremely mature, so she's like this adult body trapped in this young body, and yet she's got the immaturity, the childlike behavior. Okay, so it comes across very dramatic, especially when she's angry. It's temper tantrums galore. So the best way is to allow her to have some leadership, which means you give her homework and you give her that leadership and the understanding that she can plan her day or her week. Give her a week to do the homework that's been given from the schools, that she can plan that week to finish it the way that she should be finished. It's going to be really hard. You're going to have to sit on your hands, Mom, and see if she can do it. And at the end of the week, she will provide you with her results. Okay, that allows her to have some leadership skills. If you've got younger children, give her the job to help them finish the work that they need to do. Okay, that's what I have to say there. So we're going to go to the next one. And see what your feedback is on that, Cheryl, too. She's 17. I can't even do my math. She has very poor self-esteem because she's very sensitive to criticism, because she doesn't like being told what to do in any shape or form. So that comes across as, you think I'm stupid, you don't think I'm smart, you think I'm this. And I don't think she's like that with her friends, to be honest with you, when she's in a social environment. But try that for the week and see how that works. Now, is it time to reach out to others or time to go within, Livette? So we're going to go look at Livette, May 29. And that's a great question. So let's see what your personality trait is, in whether you're an introvert or an extrovert, and what your skill set is. May 29. And how you need to utilize that, because we are born with specific skill sets and superpowers, and we're to utilize those. And when they're not utilized, then it makes it really challenging, right? Um, to go back to Cheryl with Lily, there are some specific aspects that are going on right now with her too that is a very short term. They're very short term, and that would take a more in depth reading around that. I also, you don't have to do 1 hour readings with me, even though they're only $79 right now, down from $148 an hour. I have mini ones as well, which are like $30 and $45, and I could detail what she's going through as well. So Lisvette is, you've got a couple of wonderful things going on right now. There is a challenging one which does create a lot of confusion, sadness, depression. You're very much absorbing all of this negative energy from the energetic magnetic field that's around our planet right now. We're all feeding into that. The fear, sadness, anxiety is all being fed into that, and you are picking up on this as if it is yours, and it is not yours. I'm just going to tell you that right off the bat. Okay, but what it's doing, but you're entering into a really good place right now. So give me a second. So what it's doing is it's creating a lot of you looking into the future and having a fear around the future and what can I do. You're very caring, just like what I said at the beginning as an example. That's you. You're a very caring, nurturing, sensitive person. You are challenged because that sensitivity, when it's challenged by the intellectual people, the rational thinking people, there are people that can make you feel as if you're not intelligent, but you are. Okay, but you have a really two distinct personalities. One's extreme extrovert, one's extreme introvert. So wait until June. Okay, you're going to start coming up with some. So go right now. I would go on any kind of social media platform, or any kind of online platform, and you've got a you're a teacher. You're an educator. So find caring, wonderful, positive ways to support people by sharing great information that you know will be nurturing for them and caring for them. You really got a thing around food too, so do that as well. Be creative that way. But in June, a brand new opportunity is going to come your way, very unexpected. You're going to take action on that. It gives you an opportunity to assert yourself, your individuality, and you do things that you've never done before. Okay, the keynote here is it allows freedom to be yourself. Now, I wish I could tell you exactly what that is. We'd have to delve deeper into that. I'd have to know your time of birth, and then I could look at a bunch of other aspects that takes a little bit more time. But for this short reading, I can tell you that it's going to come right out of left field. So don't think that you even know where it's coming from right now. You won't know where it's coming from right now because that's what Uranus does. It just goes, surprise, I got something for you, and it's wonderful, and it's great, and I want to see you get involved. So, yeah, hang in there. June, that's when this is going to happen for you. Hope that's helpful and inspiring. Okay, so let me see another reading that I can do. I'm going to do a couple of more. And what I want is your birth date and your question and your year, possibly your time if you have it. So write it in a way that, where did my fancy piece of paper go? Write it in a way that looks like this, okay? So I don't want to see 05, 01. I want to see May, June, the words. And then I can answer a question. And I'm scrolling through. Hi, everyone. Hi, Colleen. Hi, Lilo. Hi, Mary. Hi, Vera. Hi, Christine. Hi, Susan. Hi, Darlene, Andrea. I feel like I'm on the polka dot door. I'm just sharing my age now. I see Darlene and Andrea and Deanna and Alex. And so now I'm going to go scroll through and see if there's other people that have put their dates but haven't shared it with me. But I haven't seen it. You're welcome, Yvette. Please definitely give me feedback. My ego likes to know that I've served you and that it resonates with you. Okay, so yeah, go behind the scenes right now and then pop yourself out there in June, and it'll come to you. It'll come to you on a silver platter. So okay, how best can I serve at this time? I'm showing up in many different ways, but wondering if there is one particular area that would be most impactful to others? Love that question. Thanks, Vera. And see, this is what we want to do. This is another message that I want to give, and that's really big in my book as well, is people for the people. This is what all of this is all about right now. We can't rely and shouldn't rely on big brothers, okay? And the big brothers is the government, the pharmaceutical, the food industry, all of those YouTubers that are telling you to go on this diet and that diet and every other diet, the government, the political leaders, and it's people for the people. I've been sharing some stuff on my 101 Answers to the Universe page. You can get this on Amazon. And I've been sharing where there are people helping people because the government's not stepping in and doing this, and the government's not stepping in and doing that, and big corporations and companies aren't stepping in. Okay? And that's what the end result will be, is that we advocate for each other and we support each other and we stand up collectively as a group, because this is strength in numbers. Okay, but in most cases we're afraid to. We listen to what the government does. We tell them. One of the places that don't do that is France. France doesn't like something that the government is doing. They rally the streets. They go bonkers. And you can see that on one of Michael Moore's movies, Which Country Should We Invade? Dumb title. But it has nothing, because the title has nothing to do with the movie. The movie's awesome. Okay, so what you're really good at, Vera, is you are a project management type of person. You're a take charge person, and you're very compassionate. You're extremely compassionate, and you're a take charge person, and you're logical. So even though it's you work really well on helping other people organize what they want to do. You're also very good with food as well, in the food industry. So helping any type of situation where there are people trying to figure out anything to do with food. I don't know if you like to cook, but if you do, possibly, you could start something where you make nice glass jars of food and soups and salads that you like, and you're very conscientious, which you would be because you're extremely reliable, responsible person. You can go into and you find a way to do that in the most healthiest way possible, and let them know how conscientious you are around that. If you're a healer, so whatever you can do in a healing way where you can just listen to people, because you got great patience. So a lot of people are just like you. They have these skill sets and they don't know how to utilize it. You would be the person to go to and say, how can you help me pull up my bootstraps and organize in a most practical, reliable, responsible way to get to do what I need to do? I would go to you to help me manage that, right? That's what you're really good at. So in your social media, and Vera, how does that resonate with you? Because if it doesn't, I can keep talking a little bit more around that. Yeah, because you're just entering into your superpower, which starts next year. No, it's starting now. It's starting around the summer, actually. And that's when your very strong healing powers come out. You have always been at odds emotionally with how empathic you are, and you take on everybody's emotions, and it creates a moodiness for you. And this moodiness has caused you to go into exhaustion often, where you need to sleep for long weekends and whatnot. And because you could go, you pick up all everybody's emotions like a big giant sponge. You take it all in. So I want you to start an exercise, especially now, because you're really much attached to that magnetic energetic field. Imagine it, and anybody can use this, but especially for you, Vera, imagine it going out the top of your head, out your crown chakra, into the universe, and say, if this is not mine, take it away and give it back with loving kindness. Send it back with loving kindness. And do this exercise every single day. Every single day. If you've got any kind of crystals, hold those crystals, and that will be really beneficial for you. Okay? You really feel for the underdog, and you want to help those who need help. Okay, Vera? So if you could give me some feedback, that would be great. I don't see, at the beginning, I talked about how it's extremely important to know thyself. The more you know yourself, the less fear that you will have. The less fear that you have, the more that you will make better decisions and better choices, and you will know how to show up. Okay? So, any kind of feedback? It looks like I have lag because I got too many things going on at the same time. I'm going to end my stream on YouTube because